Hello, everyone. I'm Christina Giordano, the founder of Sold, your go-to resource for soulful entrepreneurship. And my philosophy is this: people can no longer be sold to, they must be sold to. This is selling with soul. This is marketing with integrity, where you no longer need to compromise your authenticity, your boundaries, your uniqueness, your wholeness. This is messaging in a way that actually reflects the transformation you provide because it's your story, your transformation, and nobody can compete with that. This is monetizing yourself in a way that honors your fullness, all of the pieces and parts of you that are meant to be divinely resourced. Join me every Wednesday to learn all of this and more. Let's jump right in. Recently, I shared this quote: "It's not that you're not doing enough, you're not doing enough of what you love." Now, when I heard this the first time, which was, I believe it was deep in breath work, I was like, yeah, I know that. And at the same time, I thought, oh, wait, I know this and I am totally not living by it. So for the past 3 years or so, I've been so caught up in the thinking that my business wasn't taking off, specifically after this pivot into this kind of sold model that is a little more officially more sold today. Um, I was in the thinking of my business wasn't taking off because I wasn't doing enough. And it has taken me that long to realize that all of the BS I've made myself do for the sake of consistency never mattered if what I was saying and doing wasn't what I truly wanted to say and do. So, in last week's episode, I talked about the vibe and the energy you put out there. It's literally everything. And I, of course, ignored it for a variety of reasons, but most importantly, because I thought there was more value in my effort versus my energy. Because frankly, in the past, effort got me places. It worked for me. It worked for me when I studied more than I slept. It worked for me when I contracted and contorted myself to please people and minimize who I was, my light. It worked for me when I just did the thing because then it would be done and I would feel accomplished. But none of that works anymore. It just won't. And I think that's because as we evolve within our consciousness and therefore elevate our thinking and doing and being to a whole new level, we need to match the level through the actions we take, meaning we can't just do anymore. We have to do with inspiration. We have to do with intention. We need to match a level of acceptance and love and faith at that new level. So things don't essentially, they don't work the way they used to anymore, particularly if you're on this journey of reclaiming your power, becoming more understanding of your energetic body, and discerning between what is worth it to you and just what isn't anymore. And I'll talk about something I'm currently moving through in my personal and professional life, and hopefully it gives you a glimpse of what I mean here today. So right now I'm collecting a lot of data. And I believed I talked about this before. It's all around understanding and embodying and then hopefully teaching a more practical way to approach manifesting prosperity and truly becoming prosperous on all levels in all ways. And I've talked about this before too, the idea of becoming divinely resourced. It's more than the typical entrepreneurial approach in that you're not really chasing deals and opportunity and what looks like a moneymaker. Rather, you are attracting these things. You are attracting these based on the essence that is you. And this is just what I'm called to do. This is something that has been pulling at me for years now. And it's what I'm meant to be teaching to my fellow entrepreneurs. And so lately at home, in my business, within my relationships, within my day to day, what I'm getting really honest about is what I love. And this has become hyper focused on how I love to give and how I love to receive. And simply by exploring this and deciding that certain things aren't aligned with me anymore, it has created disruptions and shakeups in how others perceive me or in how others feel that I should be giving and receiving of my energy. And listen, we all know that we are all vibrating all of the time at different frequencies, and even the slightest blip can create waves, literally disruptive waves in the wavelengths of your frequency. Allow me to elaborate. I am no longer accepting bare minimum frequencies or bare minimum energy. And therefore, that has created breakdowns in my relationships. I no longer accept receiving bare minimum energy, and the universe is meeting me at that new standard. I ensure my own cup is overflowing at all times to meet the needs of those who need me. And I can only be overflowing if I'm doing what I love. Another example, I am no longer accepting bare minimum frequencies or bare minimum energy within my business. And this has altered the way my services operate and function. They're much more focused, much more streamlined, fairer in pricing. I no longer discount my services unless it's a package deal that I feel really, really good about. And I also stick to a working routine and a plan to get my message out loud and clear. So there's a certain energetic standard that I've energetically agreed to uphold in my business. No bare minimum energy in, no bare minimum energy out. However, I can only show up in this way for my business if I actually love my services, the events that I'm hosting, my content, etc. All of it. So another example, I am no longer accepting bare minimum frequencies or bare minimum energy in the way I approach my daily life. I consume based on what I know is good for me, the food that loves me back. And let's be real, I do make room for the food that I just love. So for me, that's cheese and crackers, ice cream, chocolate covered Oreos. I am like a freak for that stuff. And it only loves me back if I have enough freedom from it until I feel compelled to consume it again. I also move daily, whether it's at the gym or long walks. I move to move energy through me. I need to move in order to fully feel my body. I also breathe. I do breath work and meditate multiple times a day. This is the standard my body requires to be contained and maintained. On top of this, I'm actively thinking about what I long to experience, make, do, have, create, digest, consume, watch, observe, etc. All of the things. I am constantly asking myself, what do you desire right now? Sometimes it's just to sit on the couch and read. Sometimes it's to go see a movie. Sometimes it's to daydream. Sometimes it's to bask in the sunshine for a moment, or grab an iced matcha, or explore somewhere new, or even travel. All of this is the standard of I deserve to be adored. The more I can receive, the more I can receive. I allow the universe through my relationships and otherwise to mirror to me the amount of self-love and self-worth I feel within myself. To know that I no longer accept the bare minimum. I deserve to have my needs met, and I deserve to have more than enough of what I desire. So let's go back to the original quote of what we're talking about today. It's not that you're not doing enough, it's that you're not doing enough of what you love. When you're doing what you love, you're letting your soul lead the way. When you're letting that thing that lights you up so much about what you do come through you, you're letting your soul do the talking. When you're showing up in your business with your heart and energy behind every action you take, you're selling with soul. If that's not what we soulful entrepreneurs want more than anything else, and then I don't know what it is. But what I do know is this: you can trust that inner voice, that innate knowing, that internal compass within you to guide you along in helping you decide what you love and don't love, and let it be decided. You can let go of everything else. Let it all fall away. And then watch how new doors and opportunities and adventures line up for you because you're all of a sudden in a new energy. You're in a new life, all because of that one shift towards love. I hope you all enjoyed this episode today. Until next time, be well and take care.